Hey, this is Bruja, and we've got another great interview for you while we're all in lockdown. I'm here with my co-host Dave,
Hey, what's up?
and we're with Doug and the Slugz. So,
Yes.
Howdy.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
so if you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell us what role you play in the band, we'll start with Doug because
Yep. I'm Doug from Doug and the Slugz. I'm the singer, and band started in 1983.
Yeah. Next.
I'm Craig.
Someone else is
I play the bass.
I'm James. I play guitar.
And I'm Scott G. I play guitar.
Awesome.
So you guys have all is until you got introduced to Zoom, is it the first time that you guys have all seen one another for a while?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
pretty much. I haven't seen Craig since all this started. I don't think I've seen James. Me and Scott, we live close to one another, so I did drive by and threw some cookies and some oranges out at it.
You need these lemons.
I drove by on my lowrider and just talked shit out of him.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you're not going to get out? He's like, no, just sit by the curb. Don't
Leave the mask on.
I know.
Yeah, and I gave him some of the new records. So
cool.
Yeah. So, but this is the first time, we've kind of been hanging out this long since all this started.
Yeah.
Well, let's go with the obvious.
Craig, I've seen everybody but Craig.
I live kind of far from everybody, so.
Well, let's go with the first question that we always ask everybody at the beginning of this. How are you guys doing during this lockdown?
For me, it's been, at first it was a little difficult because of the isolation, and my work stopped, my business closed down, and it became a bit difficult because all of a sudden I slipped into like this unknown, as I guess probably we all have, wondering what's going to happen, and then the frustrations for me personally with like trying to get unemployment and so, but as the weeks have gone by, I've become, I'm adapting to it, and it's getting a little bit easier, and I just, I hope that, soon we can try to get back to some kind of normal,
Absolutely, yeah.
I've been pretty much bored to death. Been off work since March 15th, and had to get on the wagon here because I've just been not much to do except drink. Just beer.
Earlier.
A lot of naps, a lot of good naps.
Yeah.
Collecting free money from the government.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get that check. I got my check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been sitting around waiting for a check.
Yeah, I haven't gotten mine either.
It came and,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just hopeful.
Yeah. It's so crazy. You can't count on anything really right now. So if you got your money, you're lucky, to me.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just challenging, man. And, but what are you going to do? Right. Just, I guess we all just got to, hang in there, and things like this help by, we can have these interviews and keep other people busy on something at home so they can watch this stuff and because I think a lot of people have a lot of time on their hands, and for a lot of people that's probably pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the basis for me starting to do these interviews, is because a lot of you guys aren't working, and even your band stuff has just come to a complete halt also. So there's no live music
Yeah.
shows to go to.
Thank you.
So
Thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah.
Because people are at home, and Yeah, and they're just probably bored off their fucking asses. And social media can get that can get exhausting in itself, you know?
Yeah.
So
Also, it's good for your fans who are like stressed out and freaking out. It kind of makes them feel better to see the bands that they love, you know, going through the same thing and going through it. They don't feel so isolated. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of look at it too.
I agree. I think that's great.
Yeah.
We're not alone.
No.
Exactly. We're all together in this, man.
We're physically alone, but
Yeah.
you know, we're a community and we're all just
Sticking together.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So you guys just had an album come out, didn't you?
We did. It's right here.
All right, there it is.
I just happen to have one handy.
That's right.
Is it, you can buy it though now, right? Because I know some places it's like at a halt.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So the English label Step One Music, he put it up right away. So when he got the albums, it went right up for sale on his website. But Pirates Press and LSM Longshot Vinyl, they decided to hold off because I think they were concerned that maybe people didn't have the money right now, so they wanted to wait.
Yeah.
So, and as far as I know, that they're still waiting, but you can get the record through steponemusic.com, and you can go to Bandcamp and also download it. And I think it's on iTunes as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Or you can just
Let me ask you. Oh, go ahead, bro.
You can go to YouTube and listen to it.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's on
Yeah,
YouTube
too.
as well.
I did that. I listened to it on YouTube. But yeah, I know that's one thing that we're working with Pirates Press on Rock the Sofa with these interviews too. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So that's one thing that we've been doing. But
let me ask Doug something real quick. Hey, Doug, where was that picture of the front cover? Where was it taken at?
This is a great question. I don't know. We actually do not know where this photo was taken right here. There's some.
Can't give you a definite answer.
No,
I never got an answer from
some
Tony.
ideas.
No, this is, and that makes it even cooler that it's a mystery because we played in all sorts of strange places back then.
Can I say one thing?
Backyard parties to, you know, little punk clubs, and we just don't know where this was taken. We thought it was Hollywood.
We thought it was a club.
Yeah, at the Cavern Club in Hollywood.
The curtains, and we seen the other window. We're like, oh, and that was brought to me by James.
Well, I thought, and that's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. I never got an answer from Mona.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we don't
It
know.
looks like someone's living
We
room.
don't know, but actually, the guy who took it does know. So,
Oh, yeah.
so we need to get.
Do you know the guy who took it?
We don't have no idea.
Oh, fuck. All right.
So,
how long have you had that picture? Was it part of somebody's archives or just a?
yeah. So another good question. So, do you guys know Chris Schaefer? Do you know the name?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Okay, right. So
He
Chris
passed away, right?
Yeah, Chris passed away in 2000 and I think 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And at his funeral, the guy Sean Smith, who took these photos, just handed them to me randomly. And Sean used to run a magazine, one of the earliest skinhead fanzines in America, called Back with the Bang. Okay, and it wasn't, the title sounds like it might be dodgy or something, but it was far from that. He started the fanzine around 82, and so he followed us around. He was an early skinhead in Los Angeles, and he followed us around and took photos and did reviews. And yeah, so he handed, at Chris's funeral, he handed me the photos, and what happened after that was where all his photos were at his parents' house of all these years of following all these bands in the early skinhead scene in LA, the house was flooded. The basement got flooded at his parents, and everything got destroyed.
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah, which sucks for, you know, for us as a band, because there was a lot of random photos of us, and for him as well. For his, I think he's only got one copy of each magazine left, so he would know where the photo was taken, and the next time I talk to him, I'll ask.
Didn't you find a guy over in Europe somewhere that had a copy of another magazine?
Yeah, I actually just found a guy. I don't have that photo with me, but I found a guy who's got a copy of one of the Back with the Bangs, and so I asked him if I could get it from him. So he's stuck in England right now, and as soon as he gets back to Belgium, he's going to contact me and send it to me.
Oh, that would be cool to have, man. That's going to be
yeah. I'll have to show Scotty. You talk for a minute, because I'll go grab something real quick.
Well, what about the song list?
Exactly.
That was fucking amazing.
The song list.
Somebody actually stole our set list. And Knight had that shit in his garage for like 37 years to whip that shit out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sent it to Doug. Doug got it from him.
That's right.
Wow. What a trip, man. What a trip.
There's a song in there that I don't even remember.
Really?
There's a song I do not even remember having made this song.
Wow, man.
I not even remember the name. I'm just like, I was blown away when I read it.
Yeah, so randomly
there it is. There
randomly,
it is.
Randomly out of the blue, a couple weeks ago, I get an email through our YouTube account about the guy in 1985 who took this off the stage while we were playing.
Wow.
And he had it this whole time. And he sends me and he says, "Hey, I saw your band in 1985 and I took your set list from the stage and I've had it this whole time and I'd like to send it back to you."
That's fucking rad, man.
So he actually
incredible.
He mailed it to me, and yeah, we find these songs in here that we didn't even know that we had. And you know, so that was pretty cool as well.
That is awesome, man. That's cool that there's people out there that care enough to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
That's
agree.
Awesome. That's so cool.
It had to have been some impact. He must have liked it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially after all these years. That's amazing.
I know. It's got no beer stains, no cigarette burns.
You know what's funny, Doug? You know what's funny?
He was taking care of it.
Yeah, it was like putting a magazine or a record or something for many years, dude.
Yeah, is that crazy, man?
That's nuts, dude. It made an impact. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I was going to try to get the magazine as well to go with this, because the night of the on the photo on the front cover of the magazine is the night where this set list came from.
Oh,
there's a photo of the band on the front cover of the fanzine, and this was the set list from that gig.
Dude, that would be bad mounted. That would be bad together.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat that after all these years that we can.
Got to give it up to hoarders, man.
Yeah.
Got to give it up for the hoarders that saved this shit, man. Fuck.
Yeah, the hoarders. If you could see
Thank God.
Thank you, hoarders.
The Dead Sea Scrolls. It'll be worth something someday.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
There's like some boxes of like records, stickers, posters, band posters, and of course more records.
Yeah, it's really cool how people hold on to stuff, and
you know what, Doug? This is a total true story, bro. I'm just telling you because it was literally like 4 days ago. An old friend of mine who used to be from the West Side years ago, moved to Ventura years ago. I get a text message from him, and it's just a set list of one of my old bands, dude. It's just a picture of a set list of one of my old bands. I'm like,
Wow.
oh, cool. But it's just so, like, it's so random that you bring that up. This happened like literally 4 days ago, bro.
Awesome.
Wow, that's
God,
crazy.
that's a trip.
But that fucker was too cheap to put in the mail like your buddy did, man.
Everybody give it to you.
Yeah, he's a hoarder.
Not ready to give it up yet.
Yeah.
But you know
Hey, we'll
what?
give it up.
I got something even crazier. When we got back together to play and we were putting pieces together of the songs, we still had a little bit of trouble remembering things. And this is another crazy story. So right before we're going into the studio, I get a random message through Instagram from a kid that grew up watching the band play at parties and coming to our rehearsals in the garage. And as I'm having trouble finding the lyrics in my head to remember, this kid who's our age now, he sends me a text of the lyrics for the song.
Way.
Oh,
Yeah, just out of the blue.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, Dave Leba, man.
That's nuts, bro.
And I'm like, this guy remembers the lyrics after 36 years, but I didn't. So
Wow.
I read it and I was like, oh my God, that's the second verse that I couldn't remember. Remember, Craig, I told you about that?
Right. Yeah, I was amazed because I wasn't remembering.
So that's another weird thing that happened, It was so strange.
There's always, though, that always happens, and I'm sure all of us here, everyone in this interview has experienced this, where you see somebody from a band and you're like, oh, fuck. And you're like, hey, dude, what's up? And you start talking to them, whatever. And they're like so in awe that you remember what they used to do back in the 80s. And they're just like so appreciative. And they're like, oh, dude, cool, man. Oh, right on. So
yeah.
That's badass, dude. That's really cool.
And I think right now, a lot of people I've noticed have probably when all this was starting, you guys were seeing on the internet, people started posting up these like old photos that they were finding and random things because we've all had more time on our hands.
Yeah.
So you start going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, so it's like that happened to me where I went through a box and I found a signed photo from the Ramones that I got when they played. I grabbed they played the Palladium and they all autographed it.
Wow.
So I have this photo in my office that's autographed by Johnny, Joey, CJ, and Marky Ramone.
Wow, man.
Yeah, and so
poster too.
What's that?
The Sex Pistols poster.
Oh yeah, I got the Sex Pistols poster too. So anyway,
is the Sex Pistols signed?
That's why I just throw that.
What's that?
Is the Sex Pistols signed?
No, but it's an original poster from London that came from my old neighbors as a little kid. I grew in Pasadena that I grew up next to, and those guys saw the Pistols at Winterland, and so they had these old posters of the Pistols and the Clash put away, and before the guy passed away, he gave me the posters. So yeah, so I'm stoked to have that. But anyway, the new record, and we're really happy with it. It came out really well. We recorded it in Highland Park at a studio called 64 Sound. And
Devo used to rehearse there, right?
That's right. Yeah, they recorded it.
Recorded their demos there.
Oh, excuse me.
And we kind of breezed through this album, and we used a lot of old amps to get the old sound. And we're pretty proud about that we kind of recreated what we would have done when we were teenagers. We didn't, make it, we didn't want to make it sound like a modern album. We just wanted to bring back what we had done, back in the 80s. So
that's right.
It was recorded to tape,
Yeah, we recorded on the tape.
Cassette.
Really? You guys did analog?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, what a trip, man. That's awesome, dude. That's really cool.
It came out really well.
We use these old 60s Fender amps and it sounds good. I'm really happy with this album.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
I heard it on YouTube. I was like cooking dinner one day and it's like just put it on. And yeah, you guys really did capture that sound. It was like spot on. I had a hard time, like, I was like, wait, you know, because of the sound, I was like, wait, is this
old or new?
Yeah, me too. I thought it was old recordings just released because I played Skinhead Faction and I thought it was old.
Right.
So just to right now, I'm just hearing that this is new shit.
Yeah, it's all the album's got pretty much, I think 90% are all old songs that we went and re-recorded, and just, yeah,
I mean, can I say one thing? I think that when we put this band back together, we just really just started off right where we left off.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, we didn't change very much at all. You know, the only thing that changed is that, you know, some of us, you know, excelled more in our musicianship, and it comes together well.
Yeah.
You know, it does.
And I think when we got back together, that was always my focus. Was I didn't want to try to recreate the band to sound like a band out of the 2000s, and naturally, it really was strange how everything just started right back where we left it off, and it was natural that it came that way. Nothing was forced, and yeah, so
it sounds raw, man. It sounds raw as hell. It's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
The vinyl really sounds good. The vinyl's impressive. It was mastered really well.
Oh,
it was. Yeah, we had it mastered in Eagle Rock.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, at what?
Mark.
Scott, what was his name?
Mark Shalecki.
Oh, yeah, Mark Shalecki. Mark Shalecki mastered it. He did some work for the Generators, so I knew him, and just, yeah, the record is, I'm really proud of it, and I can't wait for more people to get their hands on it once Pirate Press has it available here in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be, I'm looking forward to it. You guys also had like a pretty huge tour set up to support the album too, right?
Yeah, we did. And I just heard today, as probably a lot of other people have, that Rebellion Festival's been canceled.
Oh, they finally did it today?
Yeah, they just announced it this morning. And I had expected that to happen, but the Generators were supposed to go do about 1 week in Germany, and then I was going to have both bands play in London with Vicious Rumors, our friends, and then we were going to go up and play at Rebellion. So both bands. So it would have been really cool for me because, you know, as well as the other guys, but there would have been about 11 of us coming from LA and traveling together for a few days. But, you know, we'll have to wait till next year probably.
Yeah, they really waited on that Rebellion announcement, man. I was tripping out on that.
Yeah. I'm wondering why, you know, but I think he was holding out till the last minute, hoping that things would get better, you know, and
yeah, we were sponsoring two fests this year, the Underneath the Underground in Oakland.
Oh yeah, right.
And then we were doing the Live and Loud in Chicago. And they canceled and they were like all after Rebellion. So it was like they fucking canceled way before. So I was tripping out on Rebellion. I'm like, what are they fucking doing? But I guess there it is.
Yeah, I figured, I knew that like a couple weeks before Punk Rock Bowling had canceled. I just was kind of like, you know what, the summer's lost, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, tours will be able to go on early next year. You know, it's tough.
Yeah.
So even though you have this new album coming out, do you think you're going to be working on some new music then throughout the remainder of the year?
Well, we were just talking last night on Zoom about hoping that we could at least just get back and, you know, into a rehearsal studio again.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's the first step, and And then, yeah, we do have another EP coming out, through Pirates Press, but they're still waiting on that. And yeah, man, I look forward just to getting back with the guys and hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, Doug. You can't sing. You can't sing from your lowrider, bro. You're gonna have to. You have to get out there, man.
I know, man. You know, I miss just having some beers with these guys.
Yeah.
Just just the simple things. Like. And I'm hoping we could just all hang out soon and then move on and go into the rehearsal studio and the generators were just getting ready to, we had one rehearsal and then we were going to go and rehearse again, and then COVID started, and so those guys are affected as well, and
yeah,
they were really anticipating the tour,
Yeah. How are those guys holding up?
Mikey's doing good. He's just at his house with his wife, and the other boys are, I think two of them are working still, thankfully.
Oh, cool.
And so yeah, I hope to return and play some music with them again as well,
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
And when you guys and Doug and the Slugz, when you guys all played together, the last time you played was like in 1983 or 80?
The last show we had was where this came from in 1985. And that was June of 85 where we had stopped. And we had a rehearsal at you guys know of the rehearsal studio? It was a famous place called Hully Gully.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in LA.
In LA. X played there. X used to rehearse there. So many old LA punk bands.
I've played a gig there, actually, Doug.
That's right. Flipside used to have these
I played a show there before. Yeah.
James, I'm sure you rehearsed there, right?
Oh, we used to, yeah. When I was in UXA, we did that place and another one off of Melrose.
Oh, the one with what's his name? Brian from Savage Grace? Yeah, Savage Grace.
Yeah, he was
Brian
really
East.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, James was in UXA and the Blackjacks and Flower Leopards.
Oh, cool.
The list goes on and on.
And what?
I said the list is long.
I got to show you the first.
At least a dozen.
The first punk album I owned.
Who's that?
Oh yeah.
This is how it's been. This is how it's been, guys. We've been doing like show and tell. Like I still have my, I still have my Liberace figure I shared with.
Oh, nice. Nice, thank you.
That's nice.
They were very impressed with it, dude. They were very impressed.
Oh
it's still here by the computer.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Wow, how
That's
cool
what it
is
was,
that?
an illusion of grandeur.
Oh my God. James, did you play? When did you? What years were you in UXA?
91 to probably 95, because I was in Hit 36 before that.
Okay.
Did you play with? Did you play with
Detroit?
Did you play with Susie Homewrecker?
She came in after.
Oh, okay.
After I left, right after I left.
Cool.
Yeah. But our last recording, I think, no, not Susie. One of the other ones got in a fight with the drummer, and he ended up quitting, and then Susie stepped in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Detroit, man, and I don't even since 94. 95.
She pops in once in a while.
She's like Susie Homewrecker. She's a devout Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what someone told me. Yeah. I haven't seen her since I was a kid. But now James is playing with Doug and the Slugz, so
Yes.
Say something. No, I was about to say something about that.
Well, you got some news there?
Don't blame Christianity for not being punk rock, because there's plenty of punk rock Christians. So it's still okay.
What did you say?
The last time we played,
They're not Christian. No, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, the last time we had rehearsed before we got back together was at Hully Gully Studios, and this is how the band kind of broke up, because Craig and Aaron were hanging out together and really just doing a lot of partying and drugs,
A lot of LSD.
But we were doing, me and Scotty were doing drugs and partying too, but we were becoming criminals. So we were like going in two different directions.
We're bad.
Yeah, we were real bad. And so we showed up to this rehearsal, to Hully Gully, to do a rehearsal. And it was this weird vibe where I just think we kind of were, all four of us were moving forward and kind of not so interested in being an oi band or not, you know, maybe being in the punk scene anymore, because we were just that typical 80s thing was just, you know, the punk scene kind of wiped out for a while, right? A lot of the old punk bands like Channel 3, a lot of people were getting into metal, Guns N' Roses, and there was a lot of, I think that sometimes when I look back on it, I don't think anybody felt that stuff was going to last forever.
I think we were growing up, and you know, we weren't having any luck getting any jobs. You know, that was a problem, and I think that had a lot to do with stress on the band because.
And you becoming a criminal.
Yeah, I mean, it's either, you know, it's either you got to hustle or shit. I mean, just thought, you know, a beer run is a crime. You know, I mean, you want to drink beer and you're broke. You know, 7-Eleven was my spot.
Yeah, so I think
that
we just kind of parted ways, and I think at that point I was still 17.
Yeah.
And we just parted ways, man, and it was weird. It was like that was it. I think I knew in my heart after 3 years of playing all these songs that it was time for me to move on, and moving on wasn't a good thing for me because I got into a lot of trouble, and it all became like gang life, and Scotty was was getting arrested all the time, but I do want to say one thing, that I think for all the years that I went through all these different bands, of Schlep Rock, and then to the Generators, and then back to Doug and the Slugz, I really was telling Scott that I think the whole time I was really just kind of trying to reconnect with what I had done when I was a kid. And the people I was playing, the Generators and Schlep Rock, a lot of the guys that I was playing with, I really always tried to bring that oi-inspired skinhead stuff to my music and to kind of move the band in that direction. And I think there was always a bit of a struggle between me and guys that I played with, because a lot of them were like, well, that's not what I want to do, you know? And they wanted to just play punk rock, and I wanted to, you know, just connect with what. Yeah, I was a skinhead.
Sings for a punk rock band.
And for me to kind of find my way back home and to play with these guys, who was my first band and who got me started being a musician, that it just meant the world to me. And also,
that's rad.
Yeah, to have a good.
It saved my life. It saved my life.
All right, you went full circle, man.
And,
that's awesome.
You know, and I think everybody here on Hollywood Squares knows that all this kind of stuff saves all of our lives. Music, being part of something.
It's near and dear to me.
Because I think I know for me, and I know for my guys as well, that without it, there becomes a void. And I think, you know, I've been doing this my whole life, and it just
purpose if nothing else. God damn me.
Yeah, and it keeps you busy. What's the old saying on idle? The devil is on idle hands.
Idle hands does the devil's work.
Yeah.
Right, and that is true, because when you know, if I don't have anything to do for a long period of time, I know that then that for years for me has led to drinking and doing a lot of, you know, stuff I shouldn't be doing. So thank gosh that we have, you know, we're able to have our music, you know. And
absolutely.
Yeah, I was out of a band for maybe 2 years, and I was really going crazy, you know. But
yeah,
it's tough for guys who have done it their whole lives.
Yeah. So I kept saying, what am I going to do? Throw my guitars away? Throw my bass away? No, I got to keep doing something. Yeah.
For sure. Always.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What
I did play with all his bands. I mean, I played with Schleprock, not with Schleprock, but we were playing together the whole time.
You know what?
And the Generators, we played with you guys a bunch of times.
Okay, I got to ask, mentioning Schleprock, I got to ask Doug, and we'll get back to Doug and the Slugz, but I have to ask you really quick, dude, because sure. I never knew why, because I used to play with Schleprock, and I used to go watch you guys play and everything. You guys got on that major label, and then you guys just stopped. What happened?
Well,
if you don't want to talk about it in this interview, we don't have to.
No, it's drugs, man. Drugs and a lot, and touring for years. I mean, that band, I'd leave home and I'd be gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
Living in that van, living in motels. And we were young, so that was okay. But I think after 8 years of doing that, it took its toll on everybody. And then in the end, I did not know that my guitar player got a heroin addiction.
Oh, fuck.
So, and we got signed.
Schleprock.
We got signed to Warner Brothers, and I was kind of naive. At our record release party, we played with Battalion of Saints at the Dragonfly.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea that while I was, getting ready for the gig and we loaded in, he was late with another guy, and I had no idea that they were doing heroin and smoking crack so it was really sad. And then in the end, I think that he lost control, and we crashed, man, and he lost his life, not long after all that,
I get it, man.
So it's there was some great times, man, and like we had so much fun, and that was a time for me. I just wrote something about it when I got Schleprock started. It was time for me. It was a great time for me because I got away from all the gang stuff, and I found my way back to punk rock and that LA punk sound and that SGV sound, and that saved my life. So that band saved my life, and so that's kind of what happened in the end. It was kind of just a typical rock and roll story.
Yeah.
Just lost your video, Doug.
There you go.
I am.
Something happened. Yeah.
We're gonna go off subject here because I have an important question that I'm sure everybody that's seen it wants to know. Scotty, what is the deal with that two-tone toilet that's in the background?
Wow.
Two-tone toilet.
Is that a chair or a toilet that's in the background?
Let me see right here. Let me see.
No, in the background.
Oh, it's a chair. It's a chair.
Two-tone toilet. That's
he was
great.
sitting on the toilet. Interview from the toilet.
Okay.
That's rad.
Toilet.
Out of all these interviews we've done, that's the best question ever asked.
That shit like that. I'm in the hate.
Maybe he was sitting on the can the whole time, man.
You got to get a colostomy bag like me.
That's it, man.
Oh,
during the interview.
And no one knows where you're going. I got to go get a beer.
Every time you get up, I'm like, is that a toilet?
Hey, Diana, Scotty's in San Francisco too.
Yeah, I'm up there.
Okay. Neighbors.
Yeah, he's up there too.
Yeah.
He's up on Castro, Market Street.
I know.
Step on out.
And then the rest of you are in LA?
Me and James are in LA. Craig's out in Palm
outskirts,
Springs.
right near Pomona.
Oh, really?
Coachella. I'm like right next to where they hold that stupid Coachella Fest thing.
Oh yeah, he's way out there.
Yeah, that's where my dad lives, and I live in Tucson, and it's cooler in Tucson than it is out there, man.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
That's true.
But it's a dry heat.
Yeah, right.
Everyone say it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat.
It
Don't
just means
believe a
it's more
word of it.
miserable.
What the shit?
How's that heat working out for you right now?
That's all right. Today was only like 97, but 3 days ago it was 110.
Yeah.
So,
How's John Mike?
dang, he's still smoking.
Tell John
Oh,
Mike,
yeah.
man, to blaze it.
I'm waiting till this is over.
I got
It's
great
not a
air
crack pipe in
conditioning,
my
so
room.
it's all right.
Someone went up, so.
That's they canceled everything out there, man. They canceled that big country fucking festival and everything, man.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier about that shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they didn't hold Coachella Fest this year because this place turns into a freaking zoo.
Yeah, I've been to my dad's during Coachella, and it is, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's really inconvenient. But
Yeah.
I wasn't working, so I didn't have to worry about it. Because usually it makes even getting to work kind of an issue, but now it's not an issue at all. I don't even have to leave the house.
Craig works at the casino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I run the off-track betting facility in there at night.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, he just got
Actually-
a warrant out for his ass.
So those are all Indian casinos out there, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't work for the Indians. I work for the racetrack actually. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
You got scalped already?
yeah, it's working for the casino or working for the Indians isn't exactly a good job. They're extremely cheap.
Yeah.
You know,
So when they decided when they're going to open up the casinos where you're at all?
No, they haven't announced anything yet. I heard there's one in Temecula that just announced that they're planning on opening June 1st, but that doesn't mean anything out here yet.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have Agua Caliente, you have the other big one right there.
Mongo.
Agua,
Yeah.
Spotlight
Garage.
29,
Yeah.
the spa in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
I work at Fantasy Springs.
Yeah.
It's right there on the freeway.
Yeah,
If you're
that's in
driving
the heart. That's in the heart of the valley, man.
Yeah, well, if you're heading to Tucson, you could like throw a beer can out and hit the parking lot while you're driving by.
It's too hot out there, man.
Do you ever go to the Patton Casino, bro?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Up at Scirocco Summit, sure.
It's fucking bad, huh?
Yeah, that's a bitchin' place.
Yeah.
Patton or the museum?
The museum with all the
Museum.
tanks.
Come on, the
Thanks,
Patton
and shit.
Casino. Oh, the streets got hand grenades.
The Patton Casino, yeah, dude, that'll be it. Everything's camouflage and shit.
Hand grenades and stains.
I give it 5 stars.
That's great, man. That's great.
I thought we were talking about the Mike Patton Museum.
Mike Patton.
Yeah, they play Mr. Bungle as you're walking in the door.
I just
No, dude. No, that's what I wasn't talking about, bro.
I know.
That's a gas, man. All right, so what is the future, man? What do you hope for? I mean, what are you guys hoping for within the next few weeks? Let's say.
That's what we hope for. World peace.
I'd like to just rehearse.
More music.
World peace.
What did he say? World peace?
He said world peace.
No.
That's
Yeah,
like that's a beauty pageant answer, bro.
Yeah. Well, look at him. He's beautiful. I mean, he's sexy. No, I think we just
starving
want to.
children.
I think we just want to get back to hopefully soon hanging out again, and then going and rehearsing, and maybe by the end of the year we get lucky enough to go into a recording studio and record another few songs for an EP. And then next year pick back up with getting out on the road and doing some touring.
Yeah.
That would be badass.
I'm certain once it picks up again, you guys will definitely be.
Yeah, we're ready to go. I mean, yeah, we're ready to play and
Were you guys doing any club shows at Punk Rock Bowling this year?
No, we played because we played last year.
Can't play. You can't play the next year after.
Yeah, exactly. But I was thinking, what did we have scheduled for the summer for besides going over to Europe?
New York,
Oh, we
Chicago,
were
We're supposed to
all
do
that stuff.
Chicago, Live and Loud.
That's right. We
Midwest.
had a show in New York City that was not announced yet.
And
We had
Philadelphia.
a show in Philadelphia, and then we were going to Midwest Live and Loud.
Oh, man. We
So
would have
all
seen you
that-
guys there, man.
That whole weekend got canceled.
Yeah,
and
we were going to play with Booze and Glory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, characters or something like that.
I was looking forward to that matinee show.
Long Beach. We were supposed to play with Booze and Glory in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a series of, like gigs getting canceled left and right that all these, all the bands are going through, and so now it's just, I just look forward just to getting to hang out with these guys again and having some beers and spending time together, and then we can get back to
low riding.
I need to get out of this valley. It's driving me nuts out here.
Yeah,
I'd come and see these guys, but it's like 125-mile drive. So
I felt sorry for you. Pretty far.
Bitching the whole way home.
yeah.
Traffic.
You guys, aside from the record, do you guys have merch that people could sell? I mean, that people can buy from you guys at the moment? Like,
So right now, it's another good question, Diana.
Look, right there. Yeah. Right there.
I'm like
the reason why she does this.
I'm like the used car salesman, No,
man.
Super salesman.
hey, I'm ready. No, you can go to. We got T-shirts, we got beanies, and we got patches, and that's at our website at the store on our website, which is DougandTheSlugz.com.
Can I say something?
MySpace.
And you can sew
Yes.
the patch on your face mask.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scotty wants me to make face masks.
I wanted to do that.
That would be cool.
Buy the patch and make
Food's
your
coming out of your mouth.
give you something to do and kill time during COVID.
It might not hurt, because I have a feeling that may be the new norm
Absolutely.
for a while.
So Scotty, you're gonna make those, right?
Yeah.
But right now the records, it's still available. If you go to steponemusic.com, they'll send it over from.
Lost
hold on.
again, buddy.
And we got CDs. Don't forget.
Oh, it's on CD too.
Available too.
Oh, I didn't get one.
Bonus on those.
We lost Doug. Hopefully
We lost Doug.
Uh-oh.
So they're on CD too?
Yeah, and there's a bonus track on it, I think.
Oh, okay. I haven't even heard that version yet. I mean, not stuff.
You put something extra on the CD if you get the CD.
Nice. Do you guys have a Bandcamp?
There he is.
We're on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I lost you guys.
No,
Yeah.
it happens. Hey, that's.
We're in the future now, and I hate it.
Live on the radio.
We just
Hey,
went
anyway,
time warp.
Yeah, you can go to
Definitely.
steponemusic.com and you could buy it there. And Tony will get the record probably into the States in about a week. So it's
What
not
about
long.
what about yours,
the
Doug? Your
CD.
website. You guys' website, you can buy it from there too, right?
I'm not selling it yet online. I'm letting him sell the records.
Cool.
So I was telling the boys in the band that I now just let the label kind of distribute, and then we'll sell these at our gigs.
Yeah,
when we
Cool.
get back to
we
playing.
have some to offer.
And
Yeah.
then, like your older stuff that's not on that album, you have a Bandcamp too, right? That people can.
Yeah. The music's on Bandcamp, so you guys can go. Anybody can go download the music, and it's also on iTunes as well.
Killer.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to. I keep forgetting to do this, and I made a personal note now. Like when Bandcamp during the shelter in place, they've been waiving the band fees on specific dates. So I gotta announce that, like download your music, because
Yeah, Bandcamp's real good because the bands get the money, you know. So if you go download music on Bandcamp, most of the time the bands get the money from that.
Yeah, but
and that's fair, you know.
Yeah.
Decent.
Oh, okay. So Ben just told me the first Friday of every month for the end until the end of summer, or for the rest of summer. Anyone that downloads any band's music, you guys get 100% of the profit.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was that again? What was that again, Diana?
The first Friday of every month, all the way through summer.
Or it was May, June, and July for sure.
Or May, June, and
July.
July.
Really?
That's great. That's fucking awesome.
This last
Scotty, did you hear that?
There you go. Here you go. Can you please download?
James has to download the CD stuff, man.
Yeah, it's like
go now.
Last Friday I had like this long list of stuff that I had bought.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, my generator's hat's on its last leg, so I think I'm gonna go buy a Doug the Slugz beanie tonight.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you message me, I'll send you one.
No way, brother. Not now. I would any other time. Right now, I'm buying one, brother.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Cool, brother.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
is there anything?
So, hey, are there any stories we could tell, like, I don't know, from the old days? Anybody got?
That's the good. Tell a story from Roxanne's, dude.
Olympic Auditorium, what? Gotta go Olympic or Perkins Palace?
Here, I got a story. I'll leave it at this because the phone is, unfortunately, my battery's running low. But we in 1984, we were out in the parking lot at Roxanne's, and there was a show with us, a band called The Grimm, Corpse, Flower Leopards, Kilroy, and all of a sudden these guys in a band that just started called No Effects show up there, and I knew these guys. I knew Mike and Eric, and because Eric lived right, he was my friend's next door neighbor, and at that time they were really like, No Effects was a straight edge band. Yeah. They really started out kind of as a straight edge band. So they showed up there on a whim and went around and asked. At first they went to the club and said, "Can we play?"
No, I think they had made a phone call, or someone that got to you via some phone call, and you had told them, "Yeah, maybe we can get you."
No, that's not what happened. Fat Mike and Melvin walked up to me and they said, "Hey, Joe, the owner of the club, said we could play if the band say we can play." So I remember Scotty. We threw beer cans at him.
They probably did.
And we told him to beat it. And we were throwing beer cans at him. So anyway, yeah, they came back and they wrote their name on the flyer. I have the flyer somewhere. So they said, "Look, we're playing," and they added their name to the flyer with the marker.
Probably told them to do it. Yeah.
And that was one of their first gigs.
Yeah.
And I still
that's badass, Dad.
Where you see all the bands, and then on the bottom it says No Effects with the marker.
Oh,
so, and that's the way things were back then when kids, you know, it was just kids coming to these places and hanging out, and it was all about just hanging out. And I think hanging out and with your friends and partying and having a good time was way before the music end of it, you know, and the business side of all that shit. So half the time I don't remember. I was only 15, 16 years old. I don't have much of a memory of like.
You used to drink till we blacked out. Shit.
Oh, we were only allowed in the club. At that time, we were only allowed in the club just to play, and then we had to leave because it was a bar.
It was just a little bar.
It was a bar.
And sometimes the club owners were real nice, and they fed us fucking beer and shit all
night. Or they were bad. The Roxanne's went off and they beat up Lil James, cool. That guy.
You guys are still somewhat local. Is that building still there in Arcadia?
Yeah.
It is.
Sure.
Yeah. And that
I used to live in Monrovia, and I'd always look and see where it was at, but I never knew where it was at. I never been there.
It's over. You know where the Drinkers Hall of Fame was?
Yeah. That's still there. That's kind of weird.
If you're heading into Arcadia, it was just about 4 or 5 doors down, right there on the same side of the street.
Yeah.
Oh, on the same side as Drinker Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's next to.
Yeah. What a trip.
Yeah.
And the place was so crazy that you have all these kids in there watching the punk bands, but then at the bar, you had all these Vietnam vets and bikers.
No shit.
Oh, shit.
So what would happen
one night, and they just were beating everyone up, man.
They hated they didn't get these people didn't get along, so it would always pile out into the back with all these punks and skinheads fighting with all these old Vietnam vets and bikers.
Yep. Like the
police would show up and it was just crazy.
It ended up costing someone their life. It ended up they killed one of our friends, I can't remember, at the gig.
Yeah.
I lived right around the corner. I lived I used to walk there from my house because I grew up there, right there in Arcadia. So that's how I actually met the band. Was I used to go up there and see the local bands that were playing, like Mad Parade and Decry and stuff, and they showed up one time
over there
with the original bass player. It was like their second or third gig, and I watched them play, and afterwards out in the parking lot, I was like, "Hey man, you guys are pretty good. Your bass player fucking sucks." And
I wanted to steal this jacket because he had a really nice Crombie jacket, and I was like, "Who is that guy in that jacket, man? I want that jacket." I was telling Scotty, and then we let him in the band because I was like, "Oh, he's got cool clothes and he's got a car."
And I was like, the only
eventually I'll get that jacket.
He was the only one who had a car. So
dude, that's a good thing, dude.
Oh, and I had all
the bug with the Porsche rims on.
He had a Ford Pinto, a '78 Ford Pinto.
Yeah.
And
rad.
And that's how it was, right? Being a little kid, it was just like, hey man, if you had a friend who had I'm gonna leave it at this. When Scotty came back to the band, he pointed out the greatest thing about Oi music. If you're playing your music and your buddy who's in the band, guitar player, he wants to go grab a beer, well, he could just give the guitar to some other guy, and that guy will just pick it up and just start playing, because that's what it was always about to me. It was just a youth movement. It's just this. It was a thing. It was kids, and I think it's got a little bit lost with just. Bands, maybe just the playing, and that's why I wanted to keep this album so simple. Yeah, it was just because that's what it was always about, was just the simplicity of kids playing music, and you didn't have to know how to play guitar.
Not that great.
Being a punk band, being an Oi band,
Yeah.
And
you didn't have to be fucking Jimmy Page or try to be
man,
Yeah.
Maiden,
yeah.
That's what the Sorries was for.
Yeah,
Time for the rock and roll. Yep.
Yeah. So that's how it was for us. It was like, if your buddy had a car, that came first. It was like, oh yeah, you can be in our band. Oh, you have an extra guitar. You have an amp at your house. Oh, be in our band.
You got a car, motherfucker, on a bass.
I mean, look, Scotty's
15 people in the car going to Hollywood.
Trust me, dude. I know that's how I used to play myself. I mean, that's how it was. I mean, the first car I ever had 1980 plates on it, and it was a country sedan station wagon. And I always just prayed, no cops behind me, man. No cops behind me. But I'd have like fucking 12 people in that motherfucker, man. So that was it, man.
Going home.
Used to be in Glenn's Nova.
How did I get home?
People and shit.
It's been 37 years, and we still don't know how to play.
Yeah.
So
do it well.
It keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You guys sound great.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks. Thank you for having us. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
especially during these challenging times. I had a good time. Thank you.
Well, look, just know you guys are always in rotation on our radio show on Real Punk Radio. We always play Doug the Slugz or Generators. I mean, Generators another. We play them fucking all the time. So
and if you need any music, let me know. I'll send you more.
Cool, Doug. Awesome.
Send them some flyers. That way they could throw those in there too, you know, while we're talking or something.
Okay.
Right. Well, look,
guys.
Let me ask you this. One more thing. Anyone want to throw a shout out before we end? To anybody?
Hey, Chelsea, happy birthday. It's her birthday today. The 11th. My daughter. That is my daughter.
Oh, happy birthday, Kelsey.
I'd like to send a shout out to my cousin, man. Hey, call the fucking parole officer. Don't fuck your life off because you want to fuck up, man. Come on. They're not going to say.
You know what I want to say? I want to say happy Mother's Day yesterday to all the rad moms out there.
Yep.
And yeah, that's what I want to say. I'm going to leave it on that.
Cool.
Happy Mother's Day. Mothers of Invention. Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for having us.
We gotta let Craig do a shout out. He hasn't talked very much.
Craig, what do you know?
Yeah, I don't usually have much to say.
Hey, he just sits there and looks good, man.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
He has a lot of bases.
He's eye candy, man.
He's easy on the eyes.
Eye candy.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, all you. Hey, boys, have a good night.
Yeah, later.
I'll catch up with
Talk to you soon, Doug.
Okay. Thanks, Dave.
Take it easy,
Thanks,
guys.
Diane.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye, Scott.